Hello dear children, today we will discuss Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. As we all know that Rutherford did the alpha particle scattering experiment to find out the structure of atom, and on the basis of the observation which he got from the experiment, he made a model which is known as Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. Now what is alpha particle scattering experiment? I have already explained you by this diagram. In this diagram, alpha particle is attacking on the gold foil. Most of the alpha particles are crossing this foil very easily without any deflection, but a few of the alpha particles are getting deflected. Okay, so today I have taken this diagram of alpha particle scattering experiment. Actually both the diagrams are same, but this diagram is at the atomic level. So this diagram shows that alpha particles attack on the atom of gold, and most of the alpha particles are crossing this atom easily without any deflection, and few of the alpha particles are getting deflected through the large angles or small angles. Now postulates of nuclear model of atom. So Rutherford's first postulate is almost all the mass and entire positive charge of an atom is concentrated into its center called nucleus. So we will talk about the positive charge only first. So as it is clear from the diagram that because only few alpha particles were deflected towards their original path, so it is not possible that proton, which is the only positive entity in the atom, are discrete all over the atom, because if it happened then almost all the alpha particles should be get deflected like Thomson's plum pudding model. But we have seen from the experiment that most of the alpha particles were crossing the gold foil easily without any deflection. So it is necessary that the positive area should be concentrated somewhere in the atom which is responsible for the deflection of alpha particle. As alpha particles are positively charged, so it can only be deflected by other positive entity which is proton in the atom. So that's why Rutherford said that positive charge, which is due to the proton of atom, is concentrated into its center, which is called nucleus. Now we talk about the mass. So if we talk about the mass, then mass of the electron is negligible as compared to the mass of proton, and all the protons are concentrated in the center in the atom. So it is clear that mass will also concentrated in the center, which is known as nucleus. Now second postulate, the size of the nucleus is extremely small as compared to the size of atom, because about 99% of alpha particles passed through the gold foil without any deflection. So it is clear that the size of nucleus is extremely small. If this area is large, then more particles should be deflected. Okay, so it is not happening here. So that's why he said that the size of nucleus is extremely small as compared to the size of atom. You can assume this like a sand particle in the center of a football. Now third postulate, the nuclei of the atom of different element possess different nuclear charge, because nuclear charge depends upon the number of proton. Okay, and all the atoms of different element possess the different number of proton, so it is obvious that all the atoms possess the different nuclear charge. Now last postulate, electrons move at very high speeds around the nucleus in the orbits or closed circular path. So because electrons are negatively charged, okay, so if we assume that electrons are stationary in the atom, so then it will be attracted by the nucleus of atom. Okay, and then atom will not be stable anymore, because both the particles, both electron and the nucleus collapse with each other, and this is not true, because the atom is a stationary thing. So how electron remains in the atom? Electron move around the nucleus with a very high speed, and in this case centrifugal force of revolving electron is counterbalanced by the force of attraction between the electron and nucleus. Now here I have used one term, centrifugal force. So what is centrifugal force? This is the force which acts on the object moving in a circular path, which is counterbalanced here by the force of attraction. Okay, so these are the postulates of Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. Now we discuss the drawbacks of Rutherford's model. Now we discuss the drawbacks of Rutherford's model. So drawback number 1 is, according to classical electromagnetic theory, electrons should lose energy at every turn and move closer and closer to the nucleus following a spiral path, and ultimately it will fall into the nucleus, thereby making an atom unstable. So what is classical electromagnetic theory? This theory says that when a charged particle moves under the influence of an attractive force, it loses energy continuously. Okay, so as we all know that electron is also a charged particle. So when it revolves around the nucleus, it will lose energy, and by following this spiral path, ultimately it will fall into the nucleus, and atom will make unstable. So this is the first drawback of Rutherford's model. Now second drawback, if the electron lose energy continuously, the observed spectrum should be continuous, but scientists found that the spectrum of atom is a line spectrum, not a continuous spectrum. So this is the second drawback of Rutherford's model. And what is a continuous spectrum or line spectrum, I will tell you later in this chapter.